Welcome back with a smiling face. Links to previous episodes are given in the video description, so don't forget to like, subscribe and share the video. Secrets of the Fallen Heart. Episode 7. 49. For a second, I'm the most terrified I've been in my entire life. I think that's it, my best friend is going to get killed in front of my eyes. But right before they make contact, two other wolves jump in, pushing Danny to the side, out of Diego's way. I immediately run in to bite my best friend's ear, standing between him and Diego and keeping him from getting killed. You could have gotten yourself killed. Daniel doesn't listen to me, he's still growling furiously at Diego. However, with Levi right next to me holding him back too, he won't go through. His older brother is growling at him as well, trying to get him to calm down. Let me through, Levi, this sucker needs a lesson. Enough, Danny. You're only going to get hurt and punished. Back off. While the two brothers are arguing loudly with growls and mind-linking, I glance back. An old, white, and silver wolf is furiously growling at Diego and keeping him away from us. You take one step forward and I swear you'll lose a limb. FK off, Regan. But my mentor is not having it, and standing her ground. Diego's definitely not scaring a veteran like her, especially when she's this angry. She's showing her fangs and I know she is more than able to fight Diego. He knows it too, as he goes back and forth, trying to find a way to get to Daniel and I, but he is not getting a step further. She growls again. Walk away before I really lose it and kill you, dog. Now. Diego growls in response, but Regan is even scarier. His tail and ears betray him. He's acting tough but he is scared and wary of my mentor. He slowly steps back, growling but also showing his defeat. I can't believe she really got him to step back and leave us alone. Regan stands guard for a while, making sure Diego's gone for good. I can finally catch my breath a bit. This tension is too much for me. Moon Goddess, I haven't felt so panicked in a long while. Daniel finally seems to calm down, shaking his head. Danny. What just happened? I explain everything that happened before Levi and Regan jumped in while keeping an eye on Daniel. My mentor growls, annoyed. You're alpha. He should never have allowed that scum back on your territory. See the results. Let's just go home, for now. Your family must be worried, Danny. Regan, can you go check up on Eric and Jace for me? Sure. I have a few words for your alpha. She walks away, taking the direction to the hospital. I'm so freaking tired. Levi, too, mind links us, not showing his annoyed tone. That was reckless of you, Danny. You could have. Did you even hear what he told Elena, Levi? I was not going to let that pass. Daniel, enough. I don't give a what Diego thinks or says, okay? I know where I stand on that matter and I don't want to discuss it. Now can we go home, please? I'm cold and my fur is freaking soaked. That downpour is drenching us, and I really don't want to get sick again. I'm having a headache already. Daniel growls a bit, unhappy, but the tawny wolf eventually agrees to follow us back to the Lewis house. By the time we get there, my headache is way worse, though. Bonnie makes me a hot cup of tea and hands me some medicine while Daniel and Levi, back to their human forms, explain to the rest of the family what happened. It's a pitiful scene, the three of us soaking wet in the Lewis salon, towels on our heads. I had to borrow clothes from Rachel and one of Levi's old sweaters, too. You shouldn't have gone there, sighs their mom. What if one of you had been injured, like Jace and Eric? You think Diego is going to get punished? Asked Ben. I exchange a look with Levi. Clark gave him some sort of warning. It's probably a bit complicated. If he banishes a wolf he just let back in the pack like that, it will be bad for his position, people will think the alpha isn't making good decisions. He obviously isn't. Says Daniel. What kind would let a jerk like Diego back into the White Moon clan? That guy is like the pest. Wherever he goes you can be sure there is going to be some sort of trouble. I wonder what he was doing. For 5 years outside of the pack, whispers Bonnie. Who cares? He should have never come back and that's it. If only he could have gotten himself killed or something, grumbles Daniel. Enough, enough. Stops his mom. I don't want to hear any more about that disgusting person. You change the subject to whatever you kids want, but enough of this. Everyone obeys and a heavy, awkward silence follows. Eventually, Bonnie and Ben agree to pick up the movie night and pick another movie to watch. I exchange a look with Daniel and Levi, and we agree silently. I don't want to talk about Diego anymore, either. This headache is just getting worse and killing me. After a few minutes, I stand up and excuse myself to the bathroom. Maybe a bit of fresh water on my face will help. Gosh, I haven't felt this bad in a while. It couldn't possibly be my period, it came just last week. Help me. What? I feel a voice echoing in my head. Like someone I know. Who is mind-linking me? It's not even someone from the pack. Aside from me, I don't know anyone who could be able to help me. I feel weird. I'm cold, and out of breath. So cold, as if I was outside, in the rain, under that downpour. What the? I look at my face in the mirror, clenching my fists on the tub as if I'm about to fall. I look behind my shoulder as if there could be someone. Someone pursuing me. What is wrong with me? Who is that voice? It's a woman, no, a girl's voice I've never heard before. Yet, it's resonating like an echo in my head, like someone talking underwater or behind a wall. Run, run! Who is running? To where? Is she in danger? I stagger, trying not to lose focus between what's real and what's in my head. Her voice is so strong, I have to fight to remember where I am. He will kill me. I start crying, irrepressibly. I'm scared, I'm so scared. I crouch down, unable to keep balance. My tears run out, without me being able to control it. I don't know what's going on. Elena? Elena, are you okay? Bonnie just appeared in the bathroom entrance, to find me sitting down and crying. She runs to me, putting her hands on my shoulders. Elena, what's wrong? Elena? Danny? Levi? Mom? Elena, tell me what's wrong, please. But I have no idea what's wrong with me, or why I'm so cold and scared. A few seconds later, half of the Lewis family is around me, trying to soothe me and get me to calm down. Their mom even puts a blanket around me, and Daniel pats me everywhere to look for an invisible injury. Babe, talk to me, what's wrong? Did something happen? I just shake my head and struggle to calm down. I should probably try to ignore that voice, break that link between her and me, but for some reason, I can't. I don't want to lose it, to lose that connection. At some point, I realize Levi is carrying me out of the bathroom. I'm taken to the couch, where they surround me, trying to decide on what to do. Should we get a doctor? Asks Bonnie, worried. She is not injured, that looks more like some sort of panic attack. Can you grab the tablets in my bag? Levi, go get another blanket, she's shivering. Oh, and get the thermometer, too. Mom, can you make us some hot chocolate? Everyone runs to do whatever Daniel said, while I'm still struggling. My crying has stopped, and I'm getting less and less scared too. It's like it's fading away. Babe? Elena, are you with me? Talk to me, babe. I'm fine. Daniel rolls his eyes. What fine? I've been trying to get you to talk or mind link for at least 10 minutes. What happened? Do you need anything? I try to catch my breath and think. Can I get something to drink? My throat feels awful, Mom's making it. Elena, what was that? Your skin is freaking cold, too. That wasn't a panic attack, right? No. I think someone mind-linked me. Danny and Bonnie exchange a look, surprised. Behind them, I notice Ben's on the phone, talking about my condition to someone. Mind-link you? Someone of the pack. No, that's the weird part. I think she was someone out of the pack. Wow, wait. I thought you were the only one who could do that. Abigail comes back before I can answer, and puts a huge mug of hot chocolate between my hands, and I drink it right away. Levi comes back at the same time, too, carrying a blanket, and covers me up with it. He sits behind me and rubs my back to help me warm up while all the others sit on the table, the couch, or the floor in front of me. Daniel quickly tells them all what I just said. Sweetie, are you sure? Asks Abigail. Aside from you, no one can mind link someone who isn't part of the pack. Could it be someone you just didn't recognize? Says Ben. No, it felt totally different. It felt like she was very far, but her voice was something I've heard before, a very long time ago. Her wolf felt like mine, actually. They all exchange looks, while I take a sip of that hot chocolate. Moon Goddess, it's hot but it feels good. What if it's someone from your family? I almost drop my cup and look at Bonnie, totally surprised. What? What did she just say? Her mother frowns, putting her fingers on her lower lip and looking lost in her thoughts for a while. Bonnie's theory could explain it. The only other way you can mind link someone who isn't from the same pack as yours is if they are your family member, sweetie. Either that or this person has the same power as Elena, says Ben. If it was the case, I doubt this person would have reached out to her specifically. Levi's right. If I was in an utter panic like the girl I heard, I would have reached out to anyone, not to one specific person, and I felt I was the only one with her at that time if she felt me at all. I'm not even sure she realized she was mind-linking me. She was in a total panic like she was in great danger. She kept saying someone was about to kill her. And I could feel she was outside, under that rain, as if I were too. How did it stop, then? Asks Ben. I shake my head. I'm not sure. It was very weak, to begin with, and it just faded away, like she was falling asleep or losing consciousness. They all keep quiet for a few seconds, and I try to find that link again. This is so weird. It was as if this connection had reached out from the surface for a few seconds, and suddenly went away again. So confusing. I try to warm myself up for a few minutes. Abigail, Ben, and Daniel are discussing what else could have happened. Abigail even wants me to see a doctor, but my temperature is back to normal, and whatever happened, it's gone. Meanwhile, Bonnie is curled up next to me, sipping the hot chocolate too. Levi has his arm around my shoulder, listening to them without taking part. Your headache? He asks in a whisper. Gone, I sigh. Probably something to do with the mind linking as well. I keep thinking about what Bonnie suggested. What if that girl, whoever it was really part of my family? Could we really be related? Our connection felt real. Like something I had forgotten from long ago. I try to seek for remnants of that link, but my wolf is as clueless as I am. This is so strange. Joseph and Micah come home, and everyone turns to them. Micah is in his wolf form, and completely soaked. Bonnie immediately brings him one of the towels to help her blind brother get his fur dry. Joseph, too, gets a towel for his hair. Something happened. Elena's fine, Dad, says Ben. It's not about Elena. Or Diego. Something's up with the Blood Moon pack, they've gone crazy. I immediately get worried, thinking about Nate. Crazy. Yeah. Clark and Xavier are freaking out. Their whole clan is running through the streets of Silver City. They are growling at all the boarders like they are going to trespass. Rumor has it they already went to the Gold Moon and Jade Moon territories, totally unannounced. Moon Goddess. Could those be clans who refused to meet them? Is it a punitive expedition? Murmurs Abigail, looking horrified. No, they met with the Jade Moon last Saturday. A few of the siblings realize I shouldn't know that information and send me a glance, but Abigail is totally focused on the matter. Do you think they will attack? Asks Ben. I don't know, son. This is a first, no one knows what to do. The king hasn't said a thing, and their people don't tell us anything either. With so many people running around, it's chaotic outside. Clark sent everyone home for now. They keep arguing for a few seconds about what could be going on, but I slowly walk away, followed right away by Danny. I take out my phone. Who are you? Moon Goddess, you're calling him. Whispers Danny. I just nod and press the buttons. Moon Goddess, I'm calling him at such a time when I haven't replied to his text for days. It rings for a while. Could it be he's really not available? Or injured? I'm making up all kinds of stupid scenarios for a while, but Nate doesn't answer. What? I growl, frustrated. He's not picking up. No. I try to call him again, with no result. I give up and just send a text, asking him to call me as soon as he can. Is he ignoring me, maybe? Daniel pushes me back to the salon, where Joseph and Levi are arguing about what to do. What if they attack? Levi, Xavier said to stay home. Nothing's happened, for now, so we stay home and we wait. Maybe it's just an issue with their pack. But our borders. They're staying on their land, and they are not menacing us. Now calm down. You're only going to worry everyone twice worse. Ben, Bonnie, Micah, you three go upstairs. It's late already. The three younger siblings obey right away, leaving the room even if it's not actually that late. Abigail gets up to call Rachel. I sigh and sit back on the couch, curling up on my corner. What the heck is going on? Unhappy, Levi leaves, followed by his dad, leaving me and Daniel alone. Moon Goddess, that's way too many emotions for one day, sighs Daniel, taking some of my hot chocolate. I couldn't say better. I keep looking at my phone, hoping to hear from Nate. I'm dozing off when it finally vibrates a few minutes later. Elena. Moon Goddess, Nate, what's going on? Are you okay? What? Yes, I'm fine. It's a bit chaotic here. They say your pack is at our borders. I whisper, hoping no one but Daniel can hear my conversation. It's okay, Elena, we are going back now. Something happened, I might not be available for a few days. I'll be in the hospital, so I can't really call you whenever I want, but, Moon Goddess, the hospital? Are you injured? No, not me, don't worry. Someone? Hey. Close. I have to watch over them for a while. Just don't worry, okay? I promise I'll call you later. I finally calmed down a bit, leaving out a sigh of relief. Okay. Anytime you want. I hear him chuckle. It's nice, what? Having you worry about me. I thought we were fighting. I blush, remembering the last time we actually spoke. We're not fighting. I just said I needed a break. To cool off. I'm dying of embarrassment, and Daniel is looking at me like I'm crazy too. He kicks my leg, mimicking you with his lips. I know, I'm acting like one. Nathaniel stays silent for a while too, making it even worse if possible. A break. Okay. Well, I guess I need my share of the break for now too. But I'll definitely contact you later. If it's fine with you. He asks facing me. Daniel is repeatedly gesturing a big cross sign with his arms and whispering no. I ignore him. Okay. Later then. Later. Take care. I hang up and bury my head in the cushion. I'm definitely an IT. 50. Who was that? I roll my eyes at Tanya. She's not my freaking mother, is she? Why would she want to know who I was with on the phone? Moreover, we are in a hospital waiting room, with a more pressing matter at hand. I glance at the two doors separating us from the surgery room. The girl is in there, but we barely have any idea what's going on. Facing me, immobile like a statue, Damien is sitting in silence. His eyes have gone so cold, I feel like he's the one close to death. Or close to kill someone, if I trust the murderous aura around him. He almost snapped when Tanya and I told him what had happened. I can't blame him, though. After searching for about 10 years, who knew we would find his mate assaulted in the slums? Too bad Boyan couldn't catch the guy. The big wolf next to us is still infuriated about that, and pretty much sulking too. The nurses walking by are glaring at us. We are all soaked and dripping on the floor. If I wasn't worried about my brother's mate, I would drop by my place and take a shower. But that's out of the question for now. We have no idea about her condition, or if she will even make it. We didn't even tell Damien about how much blood there was. Neil, Damien's beta, walks up to us. He was on the phone for a while. The chief of police is investigating this, but they didn't catch anyone either. Even humans are not really watching that area. I dispatched Sean and Victoria to help them. What about the girl? He sighs and shakes his head. Nothing. I asked if they had anything about a missing person who would match her description, but they don't have a clue. So we still have no idea who she is, where she came from and what happened, growls Tanya, annoyed. We stay silent because Damien is right next to us and hearing everything. Everyone waits a bit longer, no one dares to talk anymore. Neil is constantly on the phone and sending texts to our lieutenants. Tanya is angrily biting her nails and I'm dying for a cigarette. Finally, the doors open, and a man in a blue coat walks out. The three of us almost jump out of our seats. Only Damien doesn't move a muscle. So, she's stabilized for now. She's unconscious for now, but she should be recovering within a few days. We stopped the internal bleeding, but that girl is in severe condition. She's malnourished, there are traces and her throat is badly damaged as well. Do you think she was? No, there is no sign of SL assault, though she definitely fought with someone, judging from the bruises and blood on her fingers. I would recommend taking samples to the police, obviously. The surgeon was perfectly aware he was talking to werewolves, and couldn't meddle in our affairs. He glances at Damien, then comes back to us. Blood on her dress wasn't hers. She doesn't have any cut deep enough to provoke that. I would say there is another victim. Not the guy Boyan tried to get, whispers Tanya. That guy looked fine. Fine enough to outrun Bobo. We talk a bit longer about her condition, but globally, the girl should be fine. Tanya is infuriated by her condition. She keeps asking details about the bruises and malnutrition until I stop her before she really gets Damien mad. My brother hasn't said a word yet, but I can feel it's a storm inside. I turn to Neil. Call the chief of police, we are filling a report about what happened. And I want everyone looking for who did this to her. All right. Boyan, Tanya, Boyan and Tanya are staying here. My brother's cold voice takes us by surprise. I turn to him. Damien. You too, Nate. I want you three watching her from now on. Aside from the medical staff, Neil, Liam, and I, nobody else approaches. No need to say, his order is final. We all nod. I didn't think we would really put all three of us to be her watchdogs. He gets up and suddenly leaves, followed by Neil. Where is he going? Whispers Tanya. Probably somewhere he can vent, I sigh. You don't want to know. Even I wouldn't want to get too close to Damien when he's angry like this. Anything, Liam? No. That guy is either well hidden or far away. And with that rain. Okay, go home as soon as you can. Damien will get seriously mad if we have to look after you too. Yet. I sigh and look at the door. It may be totally out of place right now, but I'm still secretly happy. We finally got a hold of Damien's mate, after searching for her for so long. Moreover, Elena called me. It was so freaking cute. How she was worried about me hearing I was in the hospital, and after that, how she tried to said it was not, definitely over between us. That's what I understood. Not over, just a little break. I like the sound of that. I can work with that. We both need to sort things out. Me with Damien's mate, Elena with her pack and her ex. Her ex? I don't want to think about it. Every time I do, there's an uneasy, annoying feeling in my heart, like an alarm in the back of my head. It's her ex. Nothing will happen, she moved on. Right? All right, we will transfer her now. We need someone to take care of the papers. Asked the nurse, looking at us. I'll do it, replies Tanya. Give her the VIP room, I immediately say. She rolls her eyes at me. With the kind of security Damien wants, I pretty much figured so. And having my brother around won't be easy to justify either, so, indeed. Boyan is still laying down in the corridor, in his wolf form. The guy is so huge he's scaring the people passing by. With his sister, Damien put our two best fighters in charge of guarding his mate. No one is coming near her dead or alive, I can guarantee that. The next day, we are still gathered in the VIP room. I slept there with the Mura siblings, on the couch, as Tanya and I took turns to watch her. Now that the sun's up, I can finally have a good look at her. The nurses changed her in a patient's gown and put her hair to the side. I hate to admit it, but Tanya is right, that girl is severely underweight. She looks so frail too, she doesn't look like someone who is 17 already. Her skin is very pale, like someone who doesn't go out much, and she has the hands of someone who works a lot. I try to imagine what kind of life she's had until now. Sitting on the window's frame, Tanya is looking at her again too, frowning. If only we had found her before. Whoever did this, the boss is going to make them pay. I sure hope he does. That girl, before she finishes her sentence, someone knocks at the door. Judging from how Boyan, who is laying under the bed, doesn't move an inch, I guess it's their brother or mine. Liam walks in. Hi guys. Did you stay there all night? How do you know? I ask. Well, I crashed at your place last night and you weren't there, so, I sigh and roll my eyes. I'll have to ask Damien why did we even bother looking for an apartment close to his high school for him? He never goes there. Liam walks in, looking at the girl, frowning. She doesn't look too good. Did she say anything? No, when we got there she had lot consciousness already. We just grabbed her and ran here. She was so. He would have killed her. Too bad we let him get away, replies Tanya. How did you know that was her? I didn't. Bobo's the one who insisted. Turns out he was right. Hey, move over there, I can't examine her with you here. She walks to the bed and Bobo has to move to the side while Tanya checks the girl's arms, and all the tubes she's linked to. She arranges the sheets too as if the nurses hadn't done that a couple of times already. Well, she's better. That shouldn't take too long for her to wake up, now. She'd better. Our brother is making everyone freak out since that girl's here. Looks like he's about to murder someone or something, it's his fated mate, Liam. He spent years looking for her and finds her in such a state. I can't blame him, I say. He nods, scratching his neck. Where is he? He spent the night with Neil and Sean, looking for. Well, whatever he attacked her. I think they were going to inspect the borders when I went home. I see. Hey, should I get us some breakfast? You guys stayed there all night, right? I'll grab it. Liam leaves the room to go buy us something to eat. I had no idea how hungry I was until he mentioned it. I pick up my phone, checking my texts. Nothing from Elena. I don't know what I was expecting. I got a whole bunch of texts from Isaac, though. He asked about my brother and his mate's condition, but most of the other texts are about his own fated mate. The guy is crazy about that. 2 days later, we are still pretty much confined to the hospital room. I did go home a few times, but only to change, take a shower, sleep and that's it. From 7 in the morning to 9 or 10 in the evening, I'm in the VIP room, working from my computer and watching the girl with Tanya and Boyan. Liam comes there a lot too, though I wish he brought his homework instead of his console. I'm eating some Italian takeout, while Liam and Tanya are arguing about some football team. My phone rings. Yes, Neil. I put him on speaker for everyone to hear. I just got a call from the chief of police. Still no missing people report, nothing about her whatsoever, even the fingerprints didn't give us anything. The blood on the dress is not registered either, but definitely a male werewolf. Tanya slams her chopsticks on the table. Liam turns to me, frowning. Great. No pack, no name, no clue who that girl is. She doesn't even smell like a werewolf. He says. Stop fussing. He can't be wrong about that, at least. But I still don't understand where she came from. She looks old enough to have been marked if she was in a pack. No matter how we think about it, things just don't add up about that girl. Liam shakes his head. Oh, come on. Do you think a pack would let one of their girls out in that state? Can't be. She must be a stray or something. And what about the scar, anyway? Tanya walks over, but shrugs. Dunno. It's a few years old, probably a knife of some sort. Too neat to be a claw. But honestly, that's the least of my worries. No matter where she comes from, this girl was in hell. She's got bruises all over. Some bruises were older than that, and she has lots of scars, too. I recognize when I see it. Don't say that in front of him, he might really start killing people, I warn her. Well, he wouldn't know who did it, anyway, sighs Liam. That's the issue. We really have no idea what happened, and I don't like that at all. Why was she abused? By who? I turned to the phone. Keep looking, Neil, Damien will want answers anyway. I know, but man, there's only so much we can do. Even the human police are collaborating with us. Anyway, I'll call you tomorrow and let you know. I hang up, with a big sigh. What a mess. If only she would wake up and talk so we can have names. But she had been deep asleep, in some sort of coma since we brought her here. According to Tanya and the medical staff, she should come to her senses soon, but why doesn't he come to see her? Damien suddenly asks Liam. He does come. At night. He never stays long, though, explains Tanya. Why? It's his fated mate, he's been waiting for her for. Well, pretty much forever. It's not that simple, Liam. Indeed. Knowing Damien, my brother must be torn between his attraction for her, and his guilt for not being able to save her earlier. I still remember that horrified look in his eyes when he finally got to see her. It was like someone had just stabbed him. That probably wasn't anywhere near what he had imagined, even if he knew what was going on through their bond. She looks so weak, like she could die at any moment. When he comes to see her, he doesn't even dare to get near her. It's almost painful to watch for me. Well, that's even more reasons to look after her now that she's with us. I don't think we could give her a better treatment or a better team to take care of her. Even now Damien added a couple of werewolves to watch the floor, as extra security. She should wake up soon, right? Asks Liam. Tanya and I nod. We hope so. I'm about to take some more pizza when my phone vibrates. It's Elena. I try hard not to show a smile, but I can already feel Tanya's eyes on me. I ignore her and read it. She's asking when we can meet again. 51. You think this is too much? Daniel rolls his eyes at me. He's laying on our couch, surrounded by his notes for his presentation tomorrow about his samples or whatever. Meanwhile, I'm busy trying on a dress, something short. Girl, you are too much. There's going to be a riot if you walk around wearing that napkin on your booty. Danny, you're not helping. I just can't find the right thing, Moon Goddess, the guy has seen you 100 times. Why would he care if you are wearing Chanel's last season or a trash bag? We both know you're going to end up anyway. I throw my dress at him, annoyed. I haven't seen him in a week, babe, and last time I did, I yelled at him. With valid reasons. With a schedule, Daniel. You should have kept with it. Every time, you take one step forward and 2 steps back with black. You two are like magnets that just can't stay away from each other. It's painful to watch, I swear. I sigh and look down at the pile of clothes at my feet. I turn to Daniel again, worried. You think I'm doing a mistake, right? Seeing him again. Daniel seems to hesitate for a bit, then shakes his head. Honestly, Black is still 100 times better than Diego, so. I don't know, this is all super complicated. With the pack stuff and all. I feel like I'm watching Romeo and Juliet, the modern and adult version. He's not wrong, sadly. Whatever we will be doing tonight, we are not supposed to. I have to sneak out of our territory, and Nate has to avoid his brothers. The worst thing is, I don't actually care about all that. I just want to see him, badly. It's strange, but seeing Diego again has made me realize how much I love Nathaniel. As if the contrast between the two of them had made it more blatant. I growl and pick a white strass skirt. This one? Yeah, with your blue top and long earrings. Seriously, Elena, you have to be careful. Do you want me to accompany you to the border? I really don't like you going out like this when Diego is in the neighborhood. No one's telling that guy will listen to the boss order to leave you alone. Don't worry, I'll be careful. Can I borrow your jacket? I finish getting ready, sending glances at the clock from time to time. I can't hold still, and I'm an hour early. Nate proposed we meet at the Rain, the first nightclub we met at. It's deep in his territory, surprisingly. Is it because he can't get too far from the hospital? Boyan's recent texts explained the situation for both Daniel and I. The king finally found his lost mate. She's in critical condition, hence he and Nathaniel were appointed to watch her these last few days. Poor girl. At least she was finally found and reunited with her fated mate. I wonder what it's like, to be chosen as a king's partner. Gloomy thoughts of Nate's former fated mate come to haunt me again. Moon goddess, I hate to think about that. I sigh and grab my keys, putting on my shoes. Babe, you're an hour early. Exclaims Danny, shocked. I can have a drink while waiting, okay? And you need some calm to study, no. Don't use me as your excuse, you impatient babe. I stick my tongue out at him and leave the apartment. Daniel's not wrong, I'm just so excited and restless, I'm embarrassed at myself. I check my phone and Nate's text again, but nothing has changed. I walk out to the parking lot, looking for Daniel's car when I suddenly hear a noise behind me. I turn around by reflex to check, and almost immediately, growl. Diego's there, on a huge bike. Going somewhere, love? Oh, moon goddess, I don't want to deal with him right now. I ignore him and keep walking to the car, a bit faster. I hear him loudly start his bike, and he suddenly rides right in front of me, so close he almost runs on my feet. What, Diego? I yell. You're well dressed, mi amor. Where are you going at this time? It's none of your business. When is he going to understand I want him to leave me alone, for sake? I just can't stand the sight of him, why does he have to follow me all the way here? Tell me. I could accompany you there, we could talk. I glare at him, using all of the hatred I have. My wolf is furious and growling too. I don't want to see you, I don't want to talk to you, Diego, I can even say it in Spanish if you get it better that way. Vita la mierda. Jadert. Wow, calm down amor. Don't ask me to calm down. I can't stand you, why can't you leave me alone? Really? That's all you have? What, you're going to ignore me? Until when? This pissed off act will stand long? Can't we talk? Moon goddess, I made it clear, Diego, I have nothing to talk to you about. I'm so done with you. I've moved on. From you, and everything. He growls, and I have to take a step back by caution. You're my girlfriend, Elena. Just because we fought, doesn't mean I laugh. It's nervous and irrepressible. Does he have any idea how ridiculous he is right now? I need a minute to calm down, while Diego is staring at me with shocked eyes. I was your girlfriend, Diego. We are done. Do you get that? You and I, it ended 5 years ago. I am not that girl who needed you all the time and was crazy about you. I've moved on, I don't need or want you anymore in my life. Actually, I want you to stay the furthest away from me, get it? He growls, seriously pissed this time. Is that what you want to say? Do you expect me to believe this? This ridiculous grown woman act? Who are you kidding, Elena? You love me. You're obsessed with me, that's why you're still so mad at me, I'm mad at the man who killed my child. I scream. I went to jail for what I did. Yes, I am FG mad for ever loving a jerk like you. But guess what? It's FG. Over. Carve that in your thick skull, Diego, you're nothing but a bastard from my past for me, you get it? You think I still love you, really? I have some breaking news, I'm over you. Before I can't even react, Diego suddenly grabs my wrist and tightens his grip so strong I cry out. I react with a pure shot of adrenaline and use my free elbow to give him a hit in the solar plexus. He lets go by surprise, and I take a few steps back, raising my fights, ready to fight if he wants to. He stands up from his bike, and I think he's about to hit me, but someone suddenly grabs my shoulder to pull me back. Levi. Daniel and Levi ran over, one holding me and the other in between me and Diego. Levi is growling furiously at my ex. Last warning, Diego. You get away from here right now. What? You're acting as the Prince Charming again, Levi? Ready to be the good puppy, as always. Snickers Diego. But Daniel's brother is too smart to get into Diego's petty provocations. Instead, he takes a step back and suddenly puts his arm around my shoulder. I told you to stay away from Elena. Get close to my princess again and I'll rip your head off, Diego, alpha or not. I finally see a hint of doubt in Diego's eyes. He goes back and forth between Levi and I finally get it. He's wondering if Levi's my boyfriend now. Yeah, she's moved on, adds Daniel, with a smirk. What are those two playing at? What the heck are you brothers doing? This guy won't leave you alone. And we can't exactly tell him whom you've really been seeing, right? It's fine, Elena. Just play the part until he gets away. Are you going to ruin date night or do I have to chase you out? Growls Levi. I can't believe they are pulling that kind of cheap play. This is so freaking ridiculous. Why do I have to play pretend with Levi just so Diego will leave me alone? That jerk really hurt my wrist. You're lying, mutters Diego, suspicious. That's how it is. I told you, I moved on. Before I call Clark for real. I don't like the idea, but if that can help get him off of me. Levi growls after Diego, as a warning. My ex keeps looking at us, suspicious, before starting his bike and finally getting away. I feel like this isn't over, but... I let out a big sigh, and turn to Levi. Thanks. What are you doing here? I came to drop Danny's books by your place. I heard you arguing with that jackass. Are you okay? I check my wrist. It's red and swollen. That jerk almost broke my bone. I'm okay, it should be healed in a few days. No, babe, let me get at least a bandage upstairs. Daniel runs off to our place to get the first aid kit, and I sit against the car with Levi. I sigh. That was a stupid lie, Leviticus. Oh, whatever. As long as it can get him off your back, it would be that simple if only I wasn't aware of Levi's feelings for me. We've never talked about it, but we both know that I know. He's just way too nice and understanding to voice it out loud, and I'm too much of a coward to face it. Where are you going out? I nod. Levi is turning a blind eye on my little outings to the Velvet Moon territory. I don't know how we convinced him to ignore it, but he never mentions Nate and just helps cover up for me. I'll accompany you to the border. What? But before he can answer, Daniel comes back and helps me bandage my painful wrist. I hope I hurt him with my elbow. Once I'm bandaged, Levi insists to drive me there. We take Danny's car and chat about trivial stuff until we get to the club. I don't feel too good about Levi being there. He should not, even less than me. Hopefully, no one will say a thing. Thank you for the drive. Do you want me to come to pick you up later? Don't worry, Lev. I'll text Danny. Good night. Good night, princess. I give him a smile before leaving the car and watch him drive away. Gosh, what are you thinking, Levi? This was a bit awkward. I wish I could always see him just as an older brother. I walk off to the club. Despite that stupid encounter with Diego, I'm still about 20 minutes early. I keep looking at my phone, but I don't have any news from Nate. I order a drink, and head off upstairs. I don't even have to ask or hesitate now, the staff knows who I am. What a change compared to my first time here. To my surprise, the VIP floor is crowded. There might be a special event or something, a lot of people are here and well dressed. Thank Moon Goddess I picked one of my fanciest skirts. I'm bored and sipping my cocktail when I suddenly feel two arms around me. Moon Goddess, I missed you. Nate's lips are already on my shoulder, kissing me restlessly from behind, all the way to my neck. He doesn't even seem to care about the crowd around us. He is covering my skin in kisses, caressing my arms and holding me close. Moon Goddess, I missed him too. I turn around and shamelessly kiss him, feeling the taste of his lips for the first time since what seems like forever. He suddenly stops and growls. What's that smell? What? You have another man's smell on you, he growls, frowning. Probably Levi's. With his arm around me earlier, it can only be him. Wait, does that really matter now? I put my glass down on a table and grab Nate's shirt. Just a friend, Nate. Your friends hug you often. I roll my eyes at him. Really? Now? Seriously, Nate, let it go. I've had enough jealousy disputes for today. What jealousy disputes? With whom? Your ex? Is that his? I grab his collar and pull him behind me, all the way to the bathroom. It's so not classy, but I growl after two girls who were arranging their makeup for them to leave us alone. At least now I don't have to yell over the crowd and the music. No, my ex hasn't touched me except for this. I growl, showing him my injured wrist. Nathaniel immediately frowns, and I hear his wolf growling in anger. He takes my hand to watch my injury, but I keep it away. He did this? Your ex? I should have kept quiet about that. I sigh and decide to tell him the truth. Yes, he did. I told him to leave me alone, he didn't like it, and Levi intervened to help me so Diego would back off. That's it. Happy? No, of course, he's even angrier now. I can't believe we are having an argument about that. I wanted to see him again and have a good time, not talk about Diego or Levi. I told you I had issues with my pack, Nate. I'll deal with it, okay? He hurt you, Elena. Don't tell me you can handle him who does this to you. Why does he have to get so protective now? I put my arms around his neck, and kiss him. I know I'm cheating, he just can't refuse me. And I'm right. After insisting a bit, Nate puts his arm around my waist, a hand on my ass, and kisses me back. I missed him so much. I kiss him back hungrily, caressing his neck and grabbing his hair, feeling the heat rising. I want him. I feel him pushing a hand under my top, caressing my back, looking for my skin to touch. I catch my breath a second, but moon goddess, that's not going to last. Tell me there's a lock on that door, I whisper. I feel him snicker against my lips, and his hands raise my skirt up. No one will come, he promises while touching me. I gasp. 52. I can feel my heart thumping in my ears, driving me nuts. Her scent is all I can focus on, the warmth of her skin and the delicious sounds she makes. I mind link the security, if anyone comes to this bathroom I swear I'm gonna lose it. I keep kissing Elena, leaving my marks on her neck, erasing that annoying other man's smell. I never knew I could be so primal until it came to her. But now, my inner wolf is crazy and jealous. My kisses are so forceful, I hear her moans and feel her skin warming up. She undoes my shirt's buttons, leaving it open and caressing my chest. Her fingers on my abs make me crazy, even more so when she gets to my pants zipper. She starts to caress me over my pants, and I swear, it's electrifying. I reach out for her panties, caressing her the same, and she immediately reacts to it. She's already so wet. Hurry up, she whispers against my lips. I'm impatient too, and only too happy to obey her. In a matter of seconds, I finally penetrate her, her leg over my arm, making her moan loudly. Oh, moon goddess, she mutters, biting her lip. It's a religious experience, being in her. And yes, this is a public bathroom. I start moving, and Elena responds immediately, her arms over my neck. How many times have we had S*X since we met 4 months ago? It's so addicting. I keep pounding, feeling her hips move along with mine, answering her kisses and caresses, going faster. I hear her moans next to my ear, louder every time. I'm starting to know her body so well. I just keep going, until I can tell she's close to her. I keep thrusting, and her smell gets stronger. Nate. Oh, Nate, she keeps calling my name, and I do the same, whispering against her ear and biting her softly, until I suddenly feel her tighten. She gasps loudly, the familiar sensation of her coming hits me, and I come too, unprepared. It lasts a few seconds, that strange moment when we both float in that post-coit haze, until I slowly let her leg down and retire. I chuckle. That was fast. Oh, shut up, she growls, a bit embarrassed. I laugh, her blushing cheeks are so cute. I kiss her again, and she responds to it, putting her fingers in my hair to ruffle it. Wanna dance? I ask. I don't feel like going home yet. I've been secluded in a hospital room all week and don't feel like going home yet, though I wouldn't say no to a second round. Elena chuckles, putting her skirt back down on her thighs. Why not? Give me a minute to refresh myself a bit. I nod, putting myself back in order too. That was intense. We take some tissues and fresh water to cool ourselves down and erase the last remains on our, before leaving the bathroom hand in hand. The DJ is playing some new trendy music I don't recognize. It's not really to my taste, but as usual, Elena has no problem finding the right rhythm to dance to. She guides me to the dance floor and takes the lead. I don't have to think. I just dance close up to her, following her moves and caressing her curves. Is it even? Her skirt should wear a warning for any male around. Having fun? Seriously, Liam, I just need one night. It's okay, nothing's moved here anyway. I feel like I'm watching a remake of Sleeping Beauty, and it's boring. Damien's here too. I didn't exactly run from the hospital, but close. I know Damien is definitely going to keep being overprotective with his fated mate, but I need to breathe. And my best oxygen comes with Elena's smell. I keep dancing with her, for Moon Goddess knows how long. It's like we're alone. Nothing else really matters, no one bothers us. We are flirting, hugging, and kissing as we want. I don't give a st if people from my pack see us. Sometime later, she either gets enough or tired, and asks me if we can go. I drive to my place, holding her hand all the way there. We don't say a word until we get to my flat, and she abandons her shoes in the doorway. So, I guess we're back together, I say with a smile while taking my shoes off. We're not, Nate. What I said last time still stands. I drop my keys, surprised. She looks at me from my bed, where she's already sitting. I feel like I'm not going to like what I'll hear next. I sigh and walk up to her, taking place next to her. I don't want to bind you to a serious relationship. Tell me why again. I already told you, Nate. Neither of us is ready for that. We have responsibilities each of our own, and honestly, I'm already dealing with a lot since my ex is back. I can't help but glance at her injured wrist. That, I'm not going to forget. Elena looks at me, very calm but also very determined. Can we keep things how they are? Don't you trust me? My question seems to surprise her for a bit, then she gives me a suspicious glance. Who doesn't trust whom, exactly? What about that file, Nate? I told, that wasn't my intention. It didn't come from me. See? That's exactly what I'm talking about. I don't want your pack to watch me, Nate. And even if you manage to have them stop, we are not supposed to be together. We have different packs, different interests. I roll my eyes. Why are we always going over the same issue? I'm tired of it. Elena takes my hand, softly. Nate, let's just go back to the start. To that promise. That will not change my feelings for you. My sentence surprises her. For a few seconds, she stares at me, completely at a loss. I know, this is probably not what she was ready to hear at that moment, but I've been holding it in for too long now. Since our argument from last time, I've been meaning to tell her the truth. I had to. She takes a deep breath. I know. It won't change mine either, Nate. Let's just take the easy way until we can sort things out, okay? When is that, then? I need something. Something I can focus on, something to hold on to. Elena seems to think for a bit, then she turns to me. Until my ex is out of the picture, and your brother sorts things out with his mate. I know it's complicated for your pack right now. So let's just wait and see how it turns out, okay? Promise me something, I say, turning to her. What? If you ever need me, call me. I don't want you to hesitate, Elena. I'm serious. Use your wolf. Call me if you need me. You too, then. I chuckle. Being modest, I doubt I will ever need to, but… all right, I promise. She smiles and leans to kiss me, softly. The taste of those lips. And when all this is sorted out, I ask, interrupting our kiss. Moon goddess, Nate, shut up and get naked. Much later that night, I'm watching her sleep. It's almost 6 in the morning, Elena is sleeping soundly in my bed. She's so beautiful, between the blue sheets. I frown looking at the large, purple bruise surrounding her wrist. If I ever get a hold of that son of a… Nate. I lean over her and kiss her forehead. I have to go. Stay as long as you want, okay? She nods and closes her eyes, going right back to sleep. I hurry up to get dressed and leave, or else I feel like I'm never going to. I take my bike to ride the highway, straight to the general hospital. I didn't think I would spend so much time there again. Memories of the last days of our sick mother come back. I feel like I never visited her often enough. It's quiet on the VIP floor. There's only Bobo, sleeping below the bed in his wolf form as usual, and Damien, immobile as a statue, his eyes fixated on the bed. Still nothing. The regular beeping of the machines is so familiar now. I just leave my helmet in a corner and take a seat on the couch, keeping him company in silence. My body's there, but my heart stayed behind, back at my flat where Elena is sleeping. Is Damien feeling the same when he looks at this girl? If it wasn't for his aura and eyes glowing, I could forget he's even here. The people who injured her. He will surely kill them. His girl has been through hell. What if we had come too late? What if Bobo had found her a few minutes later? She was barely breathing when I arrived on the scene. I didn't even think she could make it to the emergency room. Any clue on who did this? I ask. Damien's cold silence is a clear answer. I frown. What a mess. For some reason, I keep thinking about Elena's injury. Her wrist. She frowned every time I touched it. It was obviously sprained. How much strength did he put into it? I clench my fist. Damien, what would you say if I killed someone? He turns his head to me, frowning a bit. Do I need to know who? No. Just someone who deserves it. Then I wouldn't say a thing. I chuckle. That's Damien. He is not the king for nothing. He looks back at his asleep mate. You have a name. Yes. But he's from a different pack. Then I guess we'll wait for him at the border. To my surprise, he stands up and walks to leave the room. I don't understand. Where are you going? I said I would support you, didn't I? Send me his name. And he walks out just like that. I'm left there. He was serious. I take out my phone, right when Tanya walks in, carrying a cup of coffee. She probably went to change. She smells like shampoo. Her outfit is 100% workout material, but one that would cost an arm and a leg. I still don't understand how she gets to walk around with no one saying a thing about that. I just saw the boss. Where is he headed with this murderous aura? You don't want to know. She frowns, drinking from her cup. Tanya may be Neil's sister, it doesn't mean she gets to know all of the mess that is going on. To my surprise, Liam walks in after her, eating a large donut, focused on his game console. Why did we buy him that? Did you say something to him? I just said there was someone I wanted to get rid of, I admit. Liam sighs. Great, you gave him fuel for his anger. Not even Moon Goddess can help the dude, Nate. He's going to make a massacre. No, he's from a different pack. Damien won't do a thing. The boss has not been anywhere near calm these last few days anyway, says Tanya. He's been fighting all week. Our borders have never been so clean, I tell you. You can walk hours and not spot a rogue, now. Probably for his mate, adds Liam. He's gotten paranoid about her security. Did you notice? He had the whole floor cleared here. I doubt he'll let her take one step out of the Blood Moon territory, to be honest, sighs Tanya. Nathaniel, coffee. She gives me a hot cup, and I'm a bit thankful. The sun has barely begun to rise outside, it's way too early. Liam complains about being FD to come spend the matinee here again. Damien insisted that he should come here to stay with us, where we can see him. I guess he's done looking for anyone for a while. I don't really listen, he'll be leaving soon for school anyway. Meanwhile, Tanya starts talking to me about how Damien has already a full penthouse ready for when his mate wakes up. It's not uninteresting, but my thoughts are miles from here, with a pretty blonde. Oh, I think she's awake. I wasn't even listening, but Tanya suddenly jumped out and walked to the girl's side. Moon Goddess, she is right. Her eyes are open, despite being disoriented. She looks all around, her eyes stopping on us briefly. I hadn't noticed how blue her eyes are, like two sapphires. Right away, Damien's voice resonates in my head. She's awake? Is she? Nate, is she? Your fated mate's awake, Damien. Finally. He gets to meet her. 53. It's been 2 weeks, Damien, she just won't talk. He finishes the guy with a new punch. This place is a mess. I'll have to call room service and apologize for the bloodstains all over again. 2 guys down, barely alive, are laying on the floor between my brother and I. On the side, Neil is frowning. He hates the sight of blood. Ask again. Tanya is asking her about every day, she won't say a thing. Whoever it was, she's protecting them for some reason. She hasn't given any name yet aside from her own. Nora. Since she woke up, Damien's been obsessed with 2 things, protecting her and avenging her. If the first one is fine with the insane amount of surveillance that's been put around her room, my brother is going crazy not knowing who injured his fated mate. It was even more obvious when she woke up. Nora's throat was so badly damaged, she couldn't talk properly and has been using notepads or phone keyboards to communicate since then. Her health is monitored by a full team of specialists. Basically, she's receiving all the best treatments, and Moon Goddess, she deserves it. The list of her internal and external injuries was scaringly long. Neil and I even had to bribe people for Damien not to see it. Moreover, Nora suffered from some post-traumatic stress disorder, at least the first days. She had panic attacks at night, jumped at every sound and got scared anytime someone new came into the room. Hence, we had to reduce the people coming in and out, and Tanya and Boyan are with her literally all the time. Well, it's been better these days, and she even got to wander a bit in the hospital and its inner resting garden or whatever, thanks to Tanya and Bobo asking for her. Damien, on the other hand, has been keeping himself busy as he can with other things. I thought he would stay close to his mate now that they're finally reunited, but he's been doing nothing but the exact opposite, avoiding her. Are you going to go see her? I ask. He growls at me. I guess that's a no. I exchange a look with his beta, Neil. Do you think you can keep him busy for a while? Do you mean do we have more people for him to beat up? Work would be fine too, you know. I'll try to do that. Honestly, I don't know how Neil endures my brother's deathly aura and bad mood. I sigh and leave the room, trying not to look at the whatever my brother's left of them. Our borders have never been as safe as now. I get down to the parking lot. I've been visiting Nora at the hospital and trying to get her trust since Damien isn't doing anything. Funny thing, she loves French cuisine as I do. I've brought her pastries among other things, but I guess she wants to go out and cook for herself. I grab my phone and call Isaac while getting on my bike. I ride outside, headed north again. Hey, what's up? Any news? About the boss princess? Well, the apartment is all ready for whenever the boss wants to transfer her. Security's top of the notch, all equipped and digit code. Same building as Liam. Hey, since when did I become your secretary and real estate agent? Since we pay you too much as an HR director. You'll get a bonus. As if. I guess I'm just too nice and too great at what I'm doing. I'm curious if your girl loves a big mouth. Oh, no, Nate, don't start doing that. You know my self-confidence has been going up and down these days. Moon Goddess is putting me in a roller coaster and I do not appreciate it. Shut up and just ask her out, Isaac. You shut up. It's not that easy. Don't you think I want to? I want to. But I end up acting all stupid and awkward and shy anytime she's in the room. Not easy at all. You know what? I hate you. Why do you get fun while I'm so desperate? You and that blondie see each other so often, you're like freaking lovebirds. I sigh. I wish we were. Like promised, Elena and I see each other very often, again. Sometimes she sleeps over, but she doesn't dare to stay longer than a couple of nights anymore, even if I ask. When was the last time? Monday? I guess I can try and call her. Isaac, I'll call you later. And just ask her out, seriously. I hang up before he can answer, and press Elena's fast call button. It rings for a while, and I exit the highway wondering if she's still working at the university. Since she started going to her classes again, she sometimes can't really answer my calls during the day. Hi, Nate. Hi, sunshine. I can almost hear her smile. I think I really like when you call me that, me too. Are you busy? I just got out of class. That shortened our deadline again for that stupid assignment, ouch. Does that mean you'll be busy studying all night? That means I could really use a quiet, nice place to work that out with someone to double-check my messy notes. Daniel's been a real pain these days. He misses Boyan a lot. I frown. I forgot her best friend's boyfriend is now Nora's full-time bodyguard. And totally unavailable for the moment. Yeah, about that. Sorry for Daniel. Be sorry for Bobo. Danny's going to give him Wincan. Anyway, he's very fussy these days. He does crazy hours at the lab and when he is home he just complains about everything, mostly his boyfriend. Not the best studying environment. So, can I crash at your place? What do you want to eat? Anything. I'm starving, I can't help but smile, I love cooking for her. I'll stop for some grocery shopping before going home I guess. An hour later, Elena walks in my apartment, heading directly to kiss me first thing. I missed her. She probably came straight from the university, she still got her backpack and large denim jacket, no makeup. She smiles, putting her arms around my waist and taking a peek over my shoulder. What are you making? Moon goddess, it smells so good. Steak with a wine sauce. You like red onions, right? That looks and sounds awesome. Do I have time for a shower first? I give her a kiss, and she runs off to my bathroom. I could really get used to this. I finish cooking when she exits the bathroom in a bathrobe, her hair still wet. She takes her computer off her bag, looking for her notes. I love how diligent she is with her work. Even if it's something she really doesn't like, she'll still study to get the best grades. She puts on her glasses. What? She asks, catching my glance. It excites me. The secretary in a bathrobe look. She stares at me for a few seconds, surprised. Seriously? A little flush of red appears on her cheeks, and I walk over to join her on the couch, putting our plates down on the table. I put a hand on her thigh, under the silk. Seriously? I want you, right now. She doesn't respond, but her breathing gets a little faster. Ouch! I stop. Ouch! I get back and notice the huge bruise on her side. What the heck? It's larger than my hand. Elena. What the? It's fine, it's fine. Just got a bit rough at training today, I frown. Training? This is not your ex's doing. Elena looks at me like I'm crazy. What? No. Nate, I trained with Chris this morning, he kicked me a bit too hard, that's all. I'm not sure I believe her. That kid could barely throw her a punch last time she mentioned him, now he could do such a thing? Is she lying to cover for her ex? She frowns. Nate, stop looking at me like that. I swear Diego didn't do this, he's been leaving me alone these days. Really? How come? You said he was all over your back last time. She suddenly looks unsure, avoiding my eyes. What is it that she can't tell me? I know when Elena's avoiding a topic, she freaking looks away like that. My Alpha has given him a restricting order. I raise an eyebrow. A restricting order? Really? Is that really enough to keep her at bay? Yes. I don't like how she isn't sure of her answer. If only Damien could get a hold of that bastard. But since we have been watching the White Moon clan's borders, he hasn't taken a step out. I even wonder if he doesn't know we are after him. It's been way too quiet. Nate, I swear Diego didn't do this, okay? I'm fine, I'm taking care of myself. If he does something, I'll let you know, I promise. I'm really fine. I hate it when she says that. I sigh and hide my face in her shoulder, trying to calm down. I'm still not sure I believe her. The size of this bruise is making me crazy. Why can't she take better care of herself? Why won't she let me help? She puts her hands on my cheeks and kisses me, deeply. She's trying to distract me. I eventually respond to her kiss, trying to chase my dark thoughts away. Thank Moon Goddess, Elena's getting better at distracting me. About 2 hours later, we are done with dinner. Elena is glaring at her computers and taking some notes while I'm reading some of my office paperwork. She's sitting on the floor and me on the couch, and I get to play with her hair between my fingers. I love peeking at her when she's focused. She bites on her pen and frowns a lot. Nate, stop distracting me, sorry. Can I make myself some coffee? Now. It's already pretty late, and completely dark out. She wants caffeine now? Elena sighs. I'm nowhere near done with this, let me make you something without caffeine and then we can take a look together. Fine. Thanks. I give her a quick kiss on the forehead and get up. I'm pretty much over reading everything Neil gave me anyway. Damien's recent bad temper has doubled our workload, but I guess we can manage for a while. I look for the cinnamon pot to put in the milk and chocolate. Surprisingly, Elena loves super sweet stuff like those. Maybe I should try that cinnamon bun recipe again. Nate? Your phone's ringing. She comes to the kitchen, almost running, to hand me my phone. It says it's the hospital, she explains, looking worried. I get the phone. Hello? Hello, is this M. Black? Nathaniel Black, yes. Oh, sorry to disturb you so late, sir, but you asked security to inform you if anything happened to about our guest from the VIP room. What? Did something happen? Is she okay? If anything happens to Nora, Damien will. No, sir, she's fine, but a young man came looking for her. What? Who? He didn't leave any information, sir, he just came to the help desk and asked if we had any girl fitting our VIP guest's description. He said she was called Nora, 17 years old. He mentioned her scar and that she should be injured. But we followed your orders and didn't give him any information. He left without leaving any information, though. It was probably someone from her pack. Why wouldn't they want to leave any information, though? If he was looking for her, he knew she was injured and would want to. Moon Goddess, that's probably the guy who attacked her, the one Boyan failed to catch. When was that? I ask, febrile. The man, when did he come? About 10 minutes ago, sir. I called you right away. I want all your security to look for him. Right now. I keep giving orders for them to find the guy, running across the apartment to grab my jacket and my bike keys. Elena is watching me, completely lost. I call Neil quickly to let him know. We have to move her, quick. She's in condition to leave anyway, right? I ask. The boss is already on his way. Tanya called him too, right after security informed her. They are keeping his mates safe. We're moving her to the penthouse. Sean and Joshua will be our escorts. Okay. Tell Boyan and Tanya not to leave her side before he comes, okay? They won't. She's still asleep, my brother's watching her as we speak. But I sent Victoria to find the guy. He has to be the one who attacked her. I know. Meet me at the office in an hour. Why? Because that's where Damien will ask us to come as soon as he drops Nora at the penthouse. Neil finally agrees and hangs up so he can call his sister back. Elena hands me my shoes and my helmet. She probably caught most of what was going on just by listening to me. Is she going to be okay? Your brother's mate, that girl. Yeah, Damien's running there. I'm sorry, sunshine, I have to go. But I promise I'll come back here later, okay? You're sleeping here tonight? Okay, and yeah, I will. Just text me once you're sure everything's fine for them, okay? I'll probably stay up working for a while longer anyway. I feel sorry to leave her when we finally got to spend the night together. I'll make it up to her later. I take a minute to hug and kiss her, without holding back. As if I could pour my feelings into her. Go, your brother's probably not going to be patient, she says with a smile. I'm going, I grumble. My wolf wants to stay with her, too. But I really have to go and meet Neil and Damien as fast as possible. I finally leave my flat, get downstairs to take my bike to ride all the way to our office, or Damien's flat more precisely. I can't reach Liam by phone or mind linking, but I guess he's sound asleep. It's the middle of the week after all. When I finally reach Black Corporation, I use my badge to get upstairs. At such a late hour, there's only security and the cleaning staff. I reach Damien's penthouse a few minutes later. The place is still as cold. I sigh and make myself some coffee. Neil texts me. He's on his way, and Damien just brought Nora to her new apartment with Boyan and Tanya. Thank Moon Goddess we had that place ready in advance. Right after Neil's text, my phone vibrates again. An unknown number? It's only an image. I open it. My cup of coffee falls at my feet. It's a picture taken from a smartphone, and high quality too. High enough for me to recognize Elena, kissing another guy. 54. Why don't you just call him? I glare at Daniel. When I do call him, all he says is that he's busy with his brother's mate or work, Danny. If this goes on, I'm going to be jealous of a girl I don't even know. He sighs and bites in his sandwich. It's lunchtime, and we managed to find a break between my classes and Danny's experiments to talk to each other. I haven't seen Nate for a few days, and it's driving me crazy because I have a feeling he is mad at me. I have no idea why. He went out one night because of some issues with his brother's fated mate and didn't come back. Instead, all I got was a stupid text saying he would be busy for a few days. Maybe he's really busy. Trust me, he had busy weeks before, but when he wanted to see me, he could. No, I feel something's wrong. I don't like it. His texts are too short, and his voice was too cold over the phone. I just don't get it. I feel like I'm missing something. Is it something I said? But everything was fine until then. He wouldn't have changed his mind so quickly, right? Babe, it's only been a few days, maybe you're thinking too much. I know Danny's just trying to cheer me up, but I don't believe it. How do you do without Bobo? I sigh. He frowns, furiously biting into his vegetarian sandwich again. I do without. He can go and do whatever he wants, I don't care, he says with a pout. Seriously, Danny? It's his work. The king appointed him as that girl's bodyguard, you can't ask him to drop everything like that, he could at least answer his texts. Can you believe he stays in wolf form? I mean, he did spend a lot of time in his wolf form, but all I've gotten so far are texts from his sister. His sister, Elena. I try hard not to laugh. My goodness, poor Bobo. I know he doesn't have much of a choice, but I hope he's ready for a big fight with his possessive boyfriend when he comes back. I can't blame Danny though, he's barely gotten any news in 3 weeks. Anyway, I say you give him a few more days, girl. I mean, so far, Black's been very understanding with you, right? Plus, Xavier is all over your back these days, if you want to go to the Velvet Moon again it's going to be a serious hassle. Daniel's right. When I got back from the Velvet Moon that same night, my uncle caught me right at the border. It was a nightmare, and he asked 1,000 questions. He was furious about me sneaking out, even more so when I refused to tell him where and why. That was super odd too. What? My uncle was right there when I got back, waiting for me. As if he knew when and where I was going to come back. Isn't that weird? Daniel frowns for a while, then shrugs. I don't know, babe. You know, with all that sneaking in and out, I figured someone would catch you someday. You've been doing that since June, Elena. Almost 4 months, now. You're lucky no one caught you earlier, in my opinion. Maybe Danny's right about that too. But I can't help but think my Uncle Xavier's timing was way too perfect. Is it that someone told him about it beforehand? Anyway, it's been a nightmare since. My uncle is keeping me as busy as he can, and watching me like a hawk. Even Isabella and Clark heard about it and scolded me like a pup too. I had the full speech about border security, me being irresponsible and the threats coming from the different packs, and so on. As a bonus, they doubled my training shifts. I'm tired, I say, massaging my stiff neck. According to my observations, waking up at 6 to train the kids, going to the hospital every day, then to your classes until 6, to the library until 10 and only going to bed around 11 will do that to anyone, babe. I rest my head on Danny's shoulder, closing my eyes for a while. I could really use a nap right now. How about this? I jump, surprised to hear a feminine voice. I calm down when I recognize Daniel's colleague, though. Silviana, an odd woman with crimson hair and a gentle smile. She's handing me a little wooden box that smells good. I grab it. Hi, Silviana. What is this? Just some tea to relieve fatigue, a little. Thanks, she smiles at me, and turns to Daniel, talking about one of their experiments. I've only seen Silviana a few times before, but I always get that strange feeling about her. Maybe it's her green eyes. For some reason, I sometimes get the impression their color changes with the light. But they look normal when she's discussing with Daniel. Yeah, I'll transfer it to you later. Thanks, Sil. You're welcome. See you later. She walks away, her long skirt floating a little with the wind. I watch her go until she enters one of the science faculty's greenhouses. Don't you think she's a bit weird? I ask Danny. That sounds mean, babe. No, like. I don't know, she feels a bit strange, don't you think? I mean, she sometimes has a wolf's smell on her. Silviana smells super good, and she's obviously not a werewolf. Maybe she knows other werewolves, but she's human. I don't know what you're thinking about. Still, I can't shake off that odd feeling about her. It's nothing wrong, but my wolf is always alert when Silviana is nearby. Daniel finishes his sandwich and licks his fingers, and turns to me. Anyway. No studying tonight, babe, you need to rest a bit, okay? If you're dozing off in class it's not going to help, alright? Yeah. But I'll drop by the cemetery after class. It's been a while since I went to change the flowers. Go with Levi. I roll my eyes. Seriously? Since when is your brother my bodyguard? He's your alibi. I don't need Levi to be glued to me all day. Diego has been backing off these days, all right. Only because of my genius plan. Insists Daniel. Seriously, what genius plan? It's a stupid plan. Ever since Levi posed as my boyfriend in front of Diego, Daniel has been insisted that we keep up the act. It's not that hard anyway, Levi and I have always been close. What I don't like is that feeling that I'm giving Levi false hopes and using him to keep Diego at bay. He's assured me that he doesn't mind and understands 1,000 times, but still. I'll go alone, Danny. Levi's probably busy with the patrol anyway, and Diego is not going to follow me all the way to the cemetery, even he is not that nuts. Probably. What about Reagan? Asks Danny. Avoiding me again. I'm so used to it I don't even care anymore. Since she scolded me along with Clark for leaving the territory, my mentor has been set on watching me from afar. Probably because of Diego, too. But my ex strangely hasn't approached me for a while. Not that I'm going to complain about not seeing him, though. I just don't like not knowing what he's been up to. Okay, you got to the cemetery and then straight home. Mind link me if anything happens. All right. Yes, Mom, I answer with a smile. Daniel rolls his eyes. I'll really have Mom scold you if you keep going, babe. Your mom loves me too much. Anyway, time to go back to class, and you probably have some stuff to check with your microscope or whatever too. Indeed, Daniel has too much to do on his own to complain any further. We split ways for the afternoon, each heading back to our respective departments. I wish I could finish my studies soon, but 2 years to go. I'm lucky, though, my last class is cancelled at the last minute. I text Danny to let him know and head back to the Pale Moon territory. It's such a good day, I don't even need the car and walk all the way back, heading to the cemetery. I buy flowers before going, as my mom loved them. To be honest, I hate going to the cemetery. It's a cold, sad place. When I get there, there's a heavy silence reigning over the tombstones. I walk a bit across the alleys. I forgot how big that cemetery was. When I'm about to reach my mom's tomb, I stop. Reagan's there. She's sitting in front of it, in her wolf form. I'm shocked. I had no idea she ever visited my mom. I step closer, and she notices me right away. Hi, I say. Hi, brat. You could be nice at least in front of Mom. She growls a bit. Yeah, she probably doesn't give a. I turn around to look down at the white stone. Ivy Whitewood, best of wives and best of mothers. My adoptive mom, the only one I remember. Moon goddess, I miss her. I tear up any time I come here. As if the memories submerged me like a wave, a whirlwind of emotions take me by the guts, and I have to repress those feelings. I don't want to cry in front of Reagan. I went to see your dad, too. He's the same since the accident, who's been paying the hospital fees? I roll my eyes. Seriously, why does she care about that now? I sold the house, I confess. I didn't have much of a choice. My parents' savings and mine were not enough to pay Dad's hospital bills and my mom's funeral. It broke my heart, but I didn't want to accept Clark or Sam's money. Reagan doesn't say anything. Is my mentor feeling bad that she wasn't there? I don't really resent her, though. I didn't accept anyone's help back then. Not even from my godfather or Daniel. I just wanted to be alone and do things of my own. As if taking everything head-on could relieve me somehow. Of course, it didn't. I just felt even lonelier, until I finally opened up to them again. We both stay here in a long silence. I never talk to my mom when I come here, not even in my mind. I think it's useless. I just pray she's at peace somewhere, with the moon goddess watching over her. I'm not much of a believer, though. After a while, Reagan walks away without a word. I watch my mentor's grey wolf go, wondering why she came in the first place. So much for comfort. I don't feel like staying too long, either. It's a depressing place to be, and I know my mom's not here. I change the flowers and clean the grayish stone a bit until it looks good enough. Sorry, that's all I can do, Mom. With a silent goodbye, I take a deep breath and walk away, hands in my pockets. It's still early, but I did promise Danny to go straight home. When I'm about to reach the cemetery's entrance, I suddenly spot Silviana, who just walked in. Just like earlier this afternoon, Daniel's colleague seems a bit out of place. I never thought I would see her again, and here too. Did she finish early? What a coincidence, she says with a gentle smile. She doesn't seem surprised to see me there, though. She's carrying a small bouquet of white lilies. Is she visiting someone's tomb too? Silviana notices my eyes on her bouquet. I'm here to see some of my family, she just says with a sad look in her eyes. I suddenly feel very impolite, as if I had asked out loud. I look away from the flowers, trying to think of something decent and not too awkward to say. Don't you miss them? She suddenly whispers. What? Her tone is a bit strange, lower than usual. When she looks at me with those green eyes of hers, I have that odd feeling coming up again. Is she talking about my mother? Or my dad? How would she even know about them? Did Daniel tell her about my family background or something? But I have a very strange impression that isn't the case. Who are you talking about? Who should I be missing? I ask, completely lost. She caresses her flowers with the tip of her fingers, and I notice the little blue butterfly staying still on one of them. It only distracts me a second, though, and I look at Silviana, but she just smiles and suddenly resumes her walking. I hesitate for a second and turn to follow her. Who are you talking about? I ask, feeling strange. Have you ever been to the Jade Moon's territory, Elena? The Jade Moon territory? Why would I be interested? It's a minor clan, and located almost opposite to us in Silver City, too. How does she even know about that name? It's a clan of werewolves. Does she really have werewolf friends? That's not completely unusual for a human, especially in Silver City, but… Silviana doesn't answer me again but just keeps smiling and walking away. That girl is just blurting things out, but why do I feel so weird listening to her? My wolf is a bit restless, too. Her voice awoke something in us, and I really want to visit that territory all of a sudden. Why the Jade Moon? I shouldn't go, it's really far and I have no reason to be there. Especially after I was caught and scolded for going out a few days ago. I decide to leave her and quickly run out of the cemetery. I'm not thinking straight. I walk east and drop my backpack at Henry's bar on the way. I don't know why I just keep walking east. I'm about to cross the border when I shapeshift and run away. I'm headed east, to the Jade Moon territory. I have no idea why, but my werewolf just wants to go. Join our Facebook and WhatsApp group for more updates, link is given in description. Rest audiobook will be continued in next episode.